When I told my therapist I had feelings for my boss, she laughed for a full 30 seconds. When I said he saw me dancing at a gay bar and kissed me in the alley after, she nearly choked on her coffee. I never planned on falling for Nathan Blackwood, my emotionally unavailable, rule-obsessed boss who treats eye contact like a liability and affection like a crime. Working under him at Blackwood and Gray PR was like navigating a minefield with a smile stapled to my face. I was good at my job. Too good, maybe. Efficient, organized, discreet. And desperately in love with a man who once told me, without blinking, "Feelings are for off hours. You're on my clock now." Classic Nathan. But here's the thing. When you spend 3 years orbiting someone, learning their coffee order, memorizing their schedule, watching them break their own rules just once to make sure you're not overworked, you start to wonder if maybe there's something under all that ice. And then he saw me dance. It was a Friday night, and I needed to blow off steam. I ended up at Neon, a pulsing, sweaty slice of gay heaven on 10th Avenue. I wasn't trying to be seen God. I would have worn literally anything other than a sheer black tank top if I'd known. But I was in it, dancing like I didn't have a past, like my heart hadn't been quietly breaking every time Nathan said my name in that clipped, professional tone. I didn't know he was there until I felt it, that sixth sense, the one that buzzes like static when you're being watched. I looked up from the dance floor and there he was, standing near the bar, still in his goddamn tie, eyes locked on me like I'd just undone every one of his defense mechanisms with a single body roll. I froze. For a second, the music drowned out the world. And then he turned and walked out. I chased him. Outside, in the alley, he didn't speak. He just grabbed my face and kissed me like he'd been starving for years. And then nothing. The next Monday, he acted like it never happened. Just smiled, handed me a folder and said, "Your 10 o'clock is on line 2. Cue emotional breakdown." I tried to be normal. God knows I tried. But how do you go back to filing receipts when you've tasted a forbidden fantasy? I started avoiding him, taking fake bathroom breaks, dodging eye contact. Meanwhile, Nathan became strange, softer in odd ways. He brought me coffee, asked me how my weekend was, then immediately regretted it. Once, I caught him staring at my mouth during a meeting. He dropped his pen. That's when I knew. This wasn't just me. He was unraveling too. But he wasn't going to make the first move. Of course not. That would mean feeling something. So I gave him an ultimatum. "I need to transfer," I said one night, after everyone had left the office. My voice cracked, but I stood tall. "This is hell. I can't work for someone who kisses me and then pretends it didn't happen." He didn't say anything for a full minute. Just stared at me, jaw clenched, like every word was a war inside him. Then he whispered, "Don't leave." I blinked. He stepped closer. "Don't leave. I'm not good at this, but I'm trying. You're not just anyone to me." And just like that, my carefully constructed resentment shattered. We kissed again, slower this time, like we had all the time in the world. Dating Nathan was like trying to hug a glacier. He didn't do affection in public. He refused to let me pay for dates. He'd sometimes go silent for hours when work got stressful. But he also left notes in my lunch, bought me books he thought I'd like, took me to art galleries on Sundays and held my hand when he thought no one was watching. We were learning. I learned that he wasn't cold, just scared. Scared of needing someone. Scared of being known. And he learned that vulnerability wasn't weakness. The night he told me he loved me, it was raining. We were on his balcony, watching the city blink below us. He said, "I hate this city." I laughed. "Why?" "Because I spent so many years in it without you." I didn't say anything, just pulled him close. That was enough. Now, 2 years later, we live together in a loft in Soho. He still leaves passive-aggressive sticky notes when I forget to do the dishes, and I still pretend to hate his jazz playlist, but at night, when the world slows down, I hold him and think, sometimes love doesn't arrive with fireworks. Sometimes it just finds you on a Friday night, dancing like nobody's watching until someone does. And that changes everything. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated with the latest videos.